Hey everybody, welcome back to Slow Your Roll. I'm Cody.
I'm Alex.
And today's video is going to be about things that I wish I knew, things that you'll wish you knew before you play Dungeons & Dragons or a similar tabletop role-playing game for the first time. So let's get right into it. Number 1, be open-minded and willing to try some new things. D&D is a game that allows for a lot of creativity, and you will have a lot of player choice and power to decide exactly what happens in the game. That being said, it's pretty unpredictable and can go a lot of ways, so be ready to approach the game from a lot of different angles if the first one doesn't work out. And speaking of that, you want to do your best not to have too many expectations, because the fact is if you expect something specific and it doesn't happen that way, which it probably won't, it might leave you with a bad taste in your mouth, but you can kind of just skip that by lowering the expectations to just be, again, open-minded. You're not Critical Role, and the people at your table aren't going to be voice actors or, direct cast from Dimension 20 or whatever other show you've watched that got you interested. That's not you, and it's okay. The game's going to be fun either way. Just don't have specific expectations for it to be a certain way. And the whole concept of being open-minded for playing a tabletop RPG really can come at varying levels. One person's open-mindedness might be showing up to play at all. Another person's might be going full-on live-action role-play where they got their armor and they got their sword props, all that. So, lower the expectations, be open-minded, just let the game be fun.
Number 2, you gotta be willing to collaborate and work as a team. Like I said, D&D is a cooperative game and everyone's success is entirely dependent on everybody else at the table, which also means you. And don't let those expectations, like you said a minute ago, pressure you into not having fun. Which leads into a few tropes in fantasy that you might have seen, or maybe it's the tried and true trope that everyone knows, the lone wolf. And I'm sorry, but they're not really allowed here unless they want to go through a really nice character arc about how they need friends.
And that brings us to number 3. Be prepared to be flexible and adaptable. As mentioned before, D&D can be pretty unpredictable with all of the abilities and freedom that the players have, so you're going to want to be ready to adapt to unexpected situations. And that's just what the players do. You have no idea what the GM's going to throw at you. So, that being said, you don't want to be afraid of failure in the game. I mean, it's one of the few games where if your character dies, they might just be dead. And if you fail a quest, you might lose the life of an important NPC, anything like that. But the truth is, any victory you have in the game is only going to be good and worthwhile if there's legitimate consequence for failure too. Don't be afraid to fail. It's really just part of the story.
Number 4, be willing to trust your game master. So it only makes sense that you should probably trust that the story is probably a little more fleshed out than you think, or maybe just go along with what your character would do in the story. And do realize that the story is a collaborative effort, so you're adding to it as well. Don't think that everything is set in stone. But if something does happen, it probably happened for a reason. And there is usually a rules lawyer or something else at the table who can tell you, well, this doesn't work this way, or actually last time it worked this way. So just forgive your GM for, being a human. Nobody's perfect, and in all reality, as long as it doesn't change from every single session to every single session, then maybe it does work differently this time.
Number 5, be prepared to have fun and to let loose. Okay, so D&D is a game, right? And it should be fun, so it's important to do your best to let go of whatever kind of stress or anxiety you have about the game, and seriously just kind of not care as much. It's just going to be fun. It's a game, and you're just there to enjoy the experience, just like everyone else at the table. So the keys to have fun really are kind of scattered through our previous message so far, which is just kind of don't be afraid to fail. It's not going to go exactly like you expect. Everyone is responsible for the fun at the table, and trying to give your DM a break every now and then. But on top of all this whole template for success is really just our best thoughts. It's not law. Best way to play the game is really going to be whatever you find ends up being the best way to play the game. So you can take what you like out of this and just leave the rest behind.
And if you like that, everybody, make sure you like it, comment, or even subscribe. And you know what? If you have something that you wish you knew before you started Dungeons & Dragons, let us know down in the comments too. And I'll see you guys later.
See ya.